Hello, World Wide Web, and this too shall pass. Ah, good afternoon. How's everyone? So, I wanted to talk about today in our World Wide Web times. So, my question to you guys is, how many of you find it difficult just trying to meet and not really meet, but to date and get to know someone? So, really and truly, this is about dating and getting to know someone. As I was driving home, this is my time of year. I love Christmas, the holidays. I love Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I love looking at Christmas lights as I'm passing and going home. So and sometimes when I have time, I'll just go kind of see what the lights are like. So as I was driving into one neighborhood a couple of days ago, there was a husband and wife who had gotten out the car and they went to the mailbox together. And as they went to the mailbox together, they were talking at the mailbox about the mail and just as they were doing this and interacting, I was thinking to myself, they were a young couple, but you could tell that they had, and when I say young, let me say they were in like their early 40s, but you could tell they had been together for a while. And I just said, oh my gosh, that is security, that's comfort when you know someone and you are comfortable. But like, if you're not married or serious in a serious relationship with someone, it is difficult, in my opinion, meeting someone and really getting to know them and telling them about you. Because we live in the times of the World Wide Web. What do I mean by that? Well, okay, I know I'm going to get some kickback because when I meet someone today in these times, I never give my real first name. Definitely not first and last name. I know everybody's like, well, just give me a first name. You don't have to lie about it. But you know what? If you are sitting there getting to know someone, you tell them your first name, you tell them what field you're in. We're living in the times of World Wide Web. It doesn't take much. They can put in your profession, your first name, and guess what? They have everything they need to know on the World Wide Web, thanks to the World Wide Web. There's just too much information available. And sometimes I think, don't get me wrong, now, I'm an advocate when you meet somebody and you're serious and you need to do your lookup. Yes, I will go online and I will pay $9, $10 to put that person's name in and see what I can find out. I do want to know what I can, but that's if I'm really serious with somebody. Not everyone that I meet, like just meeting in general, I'm going to go look them up. I have a friend who does. But I don't want to give my name for that reason. No matter what it is, you put in an address, you put in a person's name, you can get their value, their home value, you get the address. I think that's just too much information that's available out there. So I just use caution. I know it's like, no, you're not using caution, you're lying. I don't want to especially, again, you can take my name if you have it and type in my profession. And yes, so I just think it's just, I need to protect myself. But, so that's where this spawned from, is just the fact that I saw them and I just thought about, like, you know what, when I meet people, I'm just scared to give them information as far as, I will give them truth as I am talking with them. I tell them about me. I tell them things I like. I tell them, I tell them things about me as I'm getting to know them, but I just, not, and when I say by, a fake name for like we, no. If I see that, we're having a conversation and we're going to meet, more than, twice. So that I'm like, okay, you know what? Okay, my real first name is, I don't do it on the first, no. And then, because the second time, you may or may not see each other after that second time. So for me, that's what I do. I am curious to hear you all's comments. We're living in times of the World Wide Web where you can go and, as Burger King, how do you want it? You can order up what you want. You know what I'm saying? There's so, there's so many chat rooms on the internet. There's chat rooms on the phone, chat lines. There is websites where you can go and order up an escort. You can order whatever. If you have a foot fetish, you're into S&M, you're into bondage, you're into just whatever. You can order it what you want. And a lot of times on the internet, people don't go by their real name. They go, so you know what? Let me give me kudos here now. So you meet people online, you never know who you're meeting. They have all these aliases names and they say, well, it's just a nickname, or it's a name I like, or it's just this is what they call me in the streets. So you still never know who you're talking to. And people give you, my name is Jay. It's like, well, Jay stands for what? They just call me Jay. It's like, so I don't know. It is just difficult meeting and dating people, you know. And then people want to send me a picture, or do you have a kike account? Do you have a? I mean, it's just we live in times where it's about what you look like, and how much booty you have, how much, do are you females. I mean, how much booty we have, men, how masculine, how much muscle. It is just crazy times. I mean, what about really somebody and see? Can you mentally massage my mind? Can you give me conversation other than just yes, no? What do you want to smoke? I mean, really? Come on, let's have a conversation about what's going on in the world today. Politics. Let's talk about what is the issues of the world. Let's talk about the issues of daily, people let's talk. Let's have sincere, honest conversation. And a lot of people can't do that. So if you can't mentally massage my mind, you don't have my attention. I mean, period. I'm sorry. I that stimulates my mind. Even when foreplay. I mean, come on, let's have some conversation. I mean, I love to cuddle. Yes, I'm a very intimate person, but it's all about the mind for me. If you get my mind, oh my gosh, you talk about the sex. The sex will be explosive, okay? But I'm just curious, how for those of you who and that are dating actively, what are your thoughts? What have your experiences been? Other than me saying that when I meet somebody, I don't get my real first name. I don't get my real first name. I definitely don't get my last name. I do hint around what I do. I don't just come out until I'm actually really getting to know them, and that's usually beyond 4 or 5 dates, of course. I mean, so because really and truly, after a second date, whether or not really the first date, whether or not you want to see them again. But the second date, sometimes it's just like, you know what, maybe this person was a little off that night, or maybe I was a little off, so let's go out again. But after that time, you really know, you're like, you know what, let me delete this person's number from my phone, or let me block this person. Whatever you need to do, whatever you want to do. But I'm just curious again, dating today in these times of the World Wide Web. I know there's some people that's going to say that they love it, and that's true. There's some people that love to go out and be